never believed in the supernatural. Not until I saw the old family videos from my childhood. There was something in those grainy images, something that reached out from the past and grabbed hold of me in a way I can't explain. It all started on a rainy afternoon, the kind that wraps you in a blanket of nostalgia and melancholy. I had finally mustered the courage to go through the old family videos stored on an ancient hard drive from my childhood. The patter of raindrops against the window seemed to echo the quiet hum of my laptop as it powered on. I plugged in the drive, the fan whirring softly as it read the data. The first few videos were what you'd expect: birthday parties, laughter, my parents looking so young and vibrant, their faces lit up with joy. But then I stumbled upon the footage from my 6th birthday, and that's when I saw it. At first, it was just a flicker, something dark and indistinct near my mother and me. I paused the video, squinting at the screen, my fingers hovering over the keyboard. It looked like a shadow, maybe a trick of the light or a smudge on the lens. But as I played it again, my breath caught in my throat. The shadow moved. It had a shape, a form. It was a hand, dark and almost translucent, gripping my tiny wrist. My little self seemed to tremble as if trying to pull away. I stopped the video, my heart pounding so loudly I could hear it in my ears. I told myself it was just a glitch, some artifact from the old camera. But deep down, a cold dread seeped into my bones, a feeling I couldn't shake. I had to know more. I watched the rest of the video frame by frame, my eyes straining against the grainy footage. That's when I noticed other things, subtle, almost imperceptible, but undeniably there. Shadows moving in the background, a faint whisper in the audio that wasn't there before, a voice that seemed to call my name. I spent the next few days obsessing over it, watching the video over and over, trying to rationalize what I was seeing. I even called my mom, asking her if she remembered anything unusual from that day. She laughed it off, saying it was just another happy birthday, nothing out of the ordinary. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. My mom's voice, usually so comforting, did little to ease the growing unease within me.
Then the dream started. Vivid, terrifying dreams where I felt a presence lurking in the corners of my room, watching me with eyes I couldn't see. I'd wake up in a cold sweat, my wrist aching as if it had been squeezed too tightly. The dreams were always the same, a dark figure standing at the foot of my bed, its hand outstretched, reaching for me. I tried to ignore it, to tell myself it was all in my head, but the feeling persisted, gnawing at the edges of my sanity. One night, I decided to confront it. I set up my camera to record my room as I slept, hoping to catch something, anything that could explain what was happening. The next morning, with a sense of dread, I played the footage. At first, there was nothing. Just me tossing and turning, the sheets tangled around my legs. But then, in the early hours of the morning, the shadow appeared. It was the same dark, indistinct shape from the video, creeping closer to my bed, its hand reaching out towards me. I screamed, dropping my phone in terror. The shadow was real. It had been with me all this time, lurking in the corners of my life, waiting. I don't know what it wants or why it's attached itself to me, but I know I can't ignore it any longer. I've started researching, trying to find answers, but every path I take only leads to more questions, more fear.
And now, as I sit here writing this, I can feel it. Watching, waiting. Its presence is a cold weight in the air, a whisper in the silence. I don't know what to do, but I know I can't run. Not anymore. It's a part of me now, a shadow from my past that has clawed its way into my present, and I'm terrified of what it means for my future. I've tried talking to friends, but they dismiss it as stress or imagination. Even my therapist suggests it's a manifestation of some buried trauma. But I know what I saw. I know what I feel. It's real, and it's getting stronger. Last night, I felt a touch on my shoulder, icy and faint, like a breath of winter air. I turned, but there was nothing there, just the empty room and the echo of my own frightened heartbeat. I've started keeping a journal, documenting every encounter, every whisper, every shadow that flickers at the edge of my vision. Maybe, just maybe, I can find a pattern, a clue to what this thing is and what it wants. But for now, I'm left with the gnawing fear that I'm not alone, that something from my past has found me, and it won't let go. I've begun to notice other strange occurrences around the house. Objects moving on their own, the faint sound of footsteps in the hallway when no one else is home. The other day, I found a childhood toy of mine, one I hadn't seen in years, sitting on my pillow. It was an old stuffed bear, its eyes missing, a crude stitch where one used to be. I don't remember losing its eyes, and the sight of it sent a shiver down my spine. I've tried to reach out to others who might have experienced something similar, posting in online forums and joining groups dedicated to the paranormal. Some people share their own stories, offering support and advice, but others are skeptical, their words laced with doubt. It's isolating, this feeling of being haunted, of knowing something is there, but being unable to prove it. I've considered seeking help from a medium or a paranormal investigator, but the thought terrifies me. What if they confirm my fears? What if they can't? The uncertainty is almost as frightening as the presence itself. But I know I can't keep living like this, in this limbo of fear and doubt.
So, I've decided to take matters into my own hands. I've set up more cameras around the house, hoping to capture more evidence, something concrete that I can show to others. I've started researching ways to communicate with spirits, to understand what this presence wants from me. It's a terrifying prospect, but I feel a strange sense of resolve. I need to face this, to understand it, and maybe, just maybe, find a way to free myself from its grip. But for now, I'm still here, writing this, the weight of its gaze heavy on my back. I don't know what the future holds, but I know I can't keep running. I have to face this shadow, this presence from my past, and find a way to move forward, whatever it takes.
If it gave you chills, hit that like button, subscribe so you don't get lost between worlds, and write in the comments, are you sure you woke up in your own world? See you in the next story.